in our conversational notes. Um, some of these will be new. Some of these will be familiar. Um, but even if they are familiar, it's still a good thing um, to get back in practice, such as Hinuhat Kit Dikyang. My Haida name is such and such. At Kit Talangusus Tlu Ich Kunisi Dalan Gudangan. When we speak the Haida language, our ancestors hear us, and they definitely help us on our journey. So that's what the next one is about. Um, with the new year, um, we have some new phrases. Andi an outla hinangagan. It's a new light for me. Um, tada outlagan, because new is a verb. So we're adding gung to it, and that translates it's a new year. Um, and um, and of course, I like to keep things positive. So Gudak Gint is Dasang. I will do my best. Um, this is my goal. And sometimes I'm at home um, or late at night, I'm in bed thinking of more Haida phrases. It's not the best time late at night when you're laying in bed or when you're dreaming of ways to say things in Haida or what you want to learn, um, because the next day it's so hard to remember. And some of those thoughts were really good. Um, so my goal, I'd kill. Tok. Uh, Tok is more, but we got to add to it. So Had kill. Tok Skatasang. I will learn more Haida. Um, I was sharing with Koch Kuhn. I have my my schedule is crazy busy now with working during the day and teaching classes at night. Um, Haida language classes, button blanket making classes, and I'm still gonna finish your blanket. It's like, yeah, please don't give up on me. Um, I've moved so many times. I gotta find your blanket
Uh-oh. You got to find it.
and finish it. It's in my house. Um, so it's just a matter of opening the right box.
But you're
Um,
coming down in April, right?
yes,
Is that your targeted finish time?
yes. Yeah, April is going to be crazy because not only do I have to come down to California in April um, for naming adoption party, we will have one here in Craig. So it's going to be crazy busy. But yes, um, I will present you with a finished blanket. Oh, here's a good one for me. Um, the Kang Su Agent, it is my responsibility. So I will bring your blanket to you. In these classes that I'm teaching, I'm hoping um, to have free time. Um, to do it. Otherwise, I will do it at work. It is culture. So one way or another, I'm going to get that done.
How,
Um,
Rob?
I have another blanket to make as well for um, a coworker that I'm adopting in April. It'll be a blue background. Oh, Huntlegu is welcome. Um,
Hi.
Gal, hi, Ja Huntlegu is dankig say
Sheila.
Lagan. It's good to see you.
Really good to see
Killa.
everybody. Yeah, I made it. I'll see you tonight too.
Oh, awesome. And Skal Dunks King say Lagan. I'm happy to see you.
John.
Ja. Um, okay, it's 12:12. I better start class. I was sharing with Huya Klekia some of the things that we are going to go over. But since it's 12:12, time to start class, which means Haida Nation anthem and Hawa to Huya Klekia for sharing with me. Tladju Gia Usla. All rise for the Haida Nation anthem. Yo ho we, yo ho we, yo we, ya. Hey hi yo, ho we, ya we, ya. Hey hi yo, ho we, ah, we, yo ho we, yo we, hey hi yo, we, hey hi yo, we, we, yo ho we. Yo, we, hey, hi, yo, we, we, hey, hi, yo, we, 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 ooh. There's so many elders associated with this song from Haida Gwaii that stood up against logging. And there's so many ancestors that sang this song because it was a coming into the house paddling song. And so if you hear my voice shake, especially when I get to here, it's like I could feel the ancestors. And so I get a little emotional singing that part. So I love this song so much. I find it very grounding, and it's a good time to connect with the ancestors. Okay, I'm gonna stop. And you know what, before we get into the Quizlet, ooh, I'm emotional today. I want to share with you Life Force. And this comes from a very special elder, Chinny Stephen Brown. And he was raised by elders that spoke Old Haida. And so I translated some of what he wrote. For me, this is not only emotional, but it's really powerful. It's Haida poetry. I mean, look at this phrase: "Gum awash slug, um, kang kanga anga angan." Anciently, no land was visible, or long ago, no land was visible. For me, this takes us back to our Haida story of the Great Flood. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. So let's go to the beginning. Ginwatluan hinanga adang gusugun. You speak to all living things. Sometimes I speak to the ravens and the eagles. There's a long history of whales and killer whales and ravens speaking to our people. If you have the book, That Which Makes Us Haida, and if you don't, I highly, highly recommend it. It talks about raven speak in that book. And they could tell by the way Raven tilted his head and how he walked down the beach and how he spoke, what he was saying. And sometimes Raven would tell someone in the village that there's a ship is coming. And if someone was that heard about that would look around and be skeptical and say, I don't see any ship. But Raven was speaking the truth. And so maybe the next day the ship would come into view. Raven foretold that to the people. Another example, a clan nanny of mine in Heidelberg was out for a walk, and ravens gathered in front of her, and she broke out into tears. She knew immediately that a family member had died. She knew it in her heart and her spirit and her mind and with her entire being. And sure enough, not long after, she got a phone call that a close loved one had died, but she knew before she got the phone call. If you want to see signs of communication, then you have to keep an eye out for it. It is our responsibility if you're interested in that type of thing. This next one,
Um, Ja-
Ja'ang. Yes, indeed, sure thing. Um, Kian Gingai Ikla Gusugun. The forest creatures are talking to us. Hittadai Ikla Gusugun. The birds are talking to us. This is an underlined X, which comes from down here by your voice box. So sometimes I will touch right here. And if I feel my throat um, uh, constricting, then I know I'm doing an underline X. The regular height of X comes from the middle of the mouth. So that's how I keep track of which X I am using. Tajuai Icha Gusugan, the wind is talking to us. Sigai Icha Gusugan, the ocean is talking to us. And there's a strong, strong connection of the killer whales talking to us. When my brother-in-law's mother passed, the whole bay south of Craig was filled with whales jumping, and we haven't seen anything like that since then. It was just incredible, mind-blowing. I don't know how else to explain it, but there was whales jumping everywhere, and it was the whales should have been in California or Hawaii. It wasn't the season for them to be here. And it was like they were sending a message that we are helping this Nani on her journey. That's my belief. And I know a lot of other of our people believe that way as well. Doc Kil Gudan, can you hear them? Kinwatluan Hinangagan, there's a life force in everything. This reminds me of the Disney movie Pocahontas, when she was teaching John Smith that there's a life force in everything. That a rock, a tree, a river, a blade of grass, everything has a spirit, has a name. That's because there's a life force in everything. Hinanga'u Quiagan, life is precious. And then again, this old phrase, going back to the time when no land was visible. So for me, it comes from the story, or Haida story of the Great Flood. Gam awas slug, kenga angan, with a long verb stem like this. When you see AAN at the ending, that's your last syllable that you pronounce. on. It's story past tense. So this confirms that this was from long ago. Okay, do any of you want to practice any of these phrases, or do you want to go to Quizlet?
Oh,
Okay, okay. Let's go around the room, and we're on page 1, and you tell me to scroll up or down for a phrase that you want to practice. If you want me to say it first, that's fine, because I haven't gone over these very much. Huyat Tlakia Das Wait Nong. It's your turn.
I'm trying to remember the word I'm ready or I'll go. I forget what I used to say.
Oh,
Or I'm here. Can you think of it?
Atlas Ejin is
Yeah.
I'm here.
That would work. Aklus Ijung.
Okay.
I'd like to work on the NG combination because I have a really hard time with that one.
Okay. Let's do this one. I actually like the NG because your tongue will hit the roof of your mouth and there'll be a slight vibration. So let's just go over this one first. So the underlined X is coming from here. My fingers near my voice box. He is the first syllable. He. And then nanga. Now your tongue touches your mouth for just half a second, but hinanga, 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 hinanga. And for half a second, you should feel a slight vibration on the roof of your mouth. Kin watluan, hinanga, adang gusugan. You speak to all living things. Sometimes when I go to a sacred Haida village site, there will be an eagle and there will be a raven. And it will really feel like they're welcoming me. And I will greet both of them and I will feel blessed. It truly happens to me. So I do believe in this. So Kelly, do you want to practice this sentence? Let me say it one more time. Kin watluan hinanga adam kusugan.
Okay. Gen wadluwan hinanga adangasugan.
Beautiful. The joy of being an instructor as I get to hear you guys speak Haida. And I get blessed by it. So Hawa Huya Tlakia. You said you were rusty. You said that beautiful. So I love that. How Huntlagu is Buddy, it's your turn.
I want to do 2.
Okay.
Kin
Hulagan.
Waduwan Ginwaduan Hinganga Adong Gusugong.
Hung. You mind if I repeat it once?
Please do.
Okay. Kin Wat Luan. This part, we want the tone slightly higher.
Yes.
Kin Wat Luan. Hina
Wan.
Adang Gusugan. Whenever we have this verb here in present tense, and you see G-A-N-G, phonetically, it's going to sound like gung.
Gusugong.
Gusugan. Mhm. How
Sugong.
odd.
Ginwaduan Hinganga Adong Gusugong.
Hulagan.
And then
The improvement was so good. Hulagan. Okay, yeah, and your next one? Do you want me to scroll down?
the very bottom, the ocean is talking to us. I don't.
this
I
one.
know. Sing I eat. How do you say the TL?
Oh, it's TL that we snap out. So our tongue is up here and it's
Okay.
going to snap down and it's
Eat.
we use it. Oh, go ahead.
Eat. Eat.
Eat. Mm-hmm. Eat.
Gong. Sing I eat. Gusugong.
Hung. Sigai itla gusugan.
Itla. Sing I eat la. Gusugong. 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 Gong. Yeah. Itla.
But our noun is
Yeah.
ocean, sea guy.
Sea guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sea guy.
Hulagan.
That's great.
Perfect. You got it
So
down.
you didn't read us. The killer whales are talking to us. You skipped past it. You told the
Oh,
story.
you're right. Let me do this one. This one is tricky because we don't want to say Shawnai. That's what it looks like. But it's more like Shawnai. Your breath is blowing from back here. So our underlined G is normally like a raspy H sound. Well, with your name, Huntlaigu is. We're blowing from back here. Huntlaigu is. But because there's an S in front of it, we can't say Shawnai. We have to say Shawnai. Shawnai. Yeah, it's hard for me to explain. Shawnai. Itla Gusugan. Huyatlakia.
I have a question about Gasugan because it sounds like the emphasis is on the SUU, but the marker's on the GU. So we don't say Gusugan, we say Gasugan, right?
Um, um, how about for that correction? Um, Kusugan, um, Kusugan, Kusugan. Um, told you I was rusty.
So is the marker on the wrong one? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's on goo,
So we should say the
Kusugan.
emphasis should be on the goo.
Um,
Okay.
Kusugan, Kusugan,
Goosugan.
Kusugan.
Goosugan.
Let me hit all the tone markers in this sentence. Shanai, Ika, Kusugan. The killer whales are talking to us. Shanai, Ika, Kusugan. Does that make sense?
How
How scowl dot wait non
Could you say the birds are talking to us again?
Okay, so our tone marker is on the second A. And we're pronouncing the underline X from down here at the voice box. Hit the die, Itla Kusugan. Hit the die, Itla Kusugan.
It die isla gusugan.
Hulagan. How skull. Is there any other phrases you guys want to practice from here? Or do you want to go to Quizlet?
We have one more.
I was here.
Yeah.
One more from here? Okay.
Well,
Um,
Digligata is here.
Oh, for remembering me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no,
Normally there's an arrow down and I didn't see.
Oh no, I was saying that to what's his name again? I'm terrible with names.
Huntlaguis.
Clyguis. How
Yes.
I
You have
I
such a beautiful voice.
oh how I
Oh,
hope I get it back. We're just getting over that awful flu that's been going around.
mm.
Could you go down or up to, oh, there it is. Tajue eats gusugan.
Ulagan. How Digrigato. Yeah, it's such a joy to listen to you all speak in Haida. Huyat Klakia, is there another phrase you want to practice on here?
Yeah, how about the very final one
Okay.
at the bottom? That's another NG combination.
Yes. Oh, actually, okay, when you get to this glottal stop, all you have to do is say our word for yes. Yes, not our word for yes. You just have to say on and then follow it with on. Except for there's no tone marker there. Tone markers here. Kang, let me break it up. The first part is kang, from the verb to be visible. Kanga, and then there's a glottal stop. So we could do a slight pause. Kanga ongan. Kanga ongan. The underlined K comes from the very back, and you close off the airflow and pronounce the K from there. And we don't kick it, and there's nothing guttural. In fact, some hiders call it the high K because it's pretty. Kang, Kanga, Ongan. So I'm pronouncing the K from back here. When I first started learning, I cheated with the underlying K and just pronounced a regular K from the front of my mouth. Like when we say the Managunsh Kang. Okay, I just did an underline K. The Managunsh Kang. But for a long time, I was too intimidated, and I would say the Managunsh Kang and say it from here, which is cheating. The underline K comes from back here. Gum, awash, slug. So we have a tone marker, gum. So that's high and pretty. Awash, slug is low tone. Awash, slug. Then we have another tone marker, kang, 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 kanga ongan, kanga ongan, kanga ongan, gum awash slug, kanga ongan. Anciently, no land was visible.
Okay, gum awash clag kanga angan.
You made that look easy.
Well, you did a wonderful job breaking down the last word. It made it easier. I was stumbling over it before. Okay, let me try one
Yeah.
more time. Gum
Yeah.
awash clag kanga angan.
It does help having this broken up, because the first time I went to say it, I stumbled a little bit. But in this class, we don't care if we stumble, because we know we're going to learn from it, and we're going to power through until we get it. And so I love this sentence, even though I stumbled with it, because I know this comes from a precious elder who was raised in Old Haida. And for me personally, I believe this sentence is so old, going back to the time of the Great Flood. That's my personal belief. Gum awash plug kanga ongan. I just feel a lot of power in this phrase, because it is so old. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you believe, I'm not trying to get you to believe the way I believe, but for me, anciently no land was visible. For me, that would be the time of the Great Flood. So how Huya Tlakia we're choosing that phrase. Hanplaigu is das wait non. Is there another phrase that you would like to practice?
Gum awash plug kanga ang.
Ulagan. How it's a pleasure to listen to you guys speak in Haida, and you're hitting all the syllables. And so that's wonderful. Scowl. Das waiting on, is there another phrase that you would like to practice before we go into Quizlet?
Can you say, can you hear them again?
So we say doc. Notice I rounded my lips at the end. That's because we don't pronounce the W. Doc, 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 kill gudam. Doc, kill gudam. Doc, kill gudam.
Doc, feel good down.
Utlagen. Degregatao, is there another phrase you would like to practice? Das wait non.
Oh, ang. I like that bottom one too. Gum awas slug kinga angon.
Utlagen. A lot of just a ton of history. For me personally, anciently no land was visible. We're talking about so long ago. I just think there's a lot of history in that phrase. So thank you everyone. We don't have much time left. I keep adding to conversational Haida. Here it is, Huya Tlakia Flau Wasan. I'm going to go next.
That's
Yeah,
it.
we found it. This is why it's so important for me to write things in Haida, because my brain doesn't retain. But if it's in writing, I'm going to find it, whether it's in Quizlet or in Google Docs, and then we go, there it is, and then we get to a refresher, Flau Wasan. I think since Huya Tlakia already said it, let's go around the room and say Flau Wasan. And remember, this UU gets blended into Shla. So we don't say Shlau, we combine it and it becomes Shlau, Shlau. And then, so there's a high tone mark there. And we're going to start off pretty on this part. Wah, wah, wah song. And then our tone drops for the song. Wah song. Shlau, wah song. It's just a beautiful language. Shlau, wah song. Okay, Antlaigu is das wait non
Flau, wasong.
on ulagan. How scowl das wait non
Wow, wasang.
on ulagan. How did we get how das wait non
Slow wasong.
on ulagan. I never asked this one, so we won't practice that. And keep in mind this one, when you want me to repeat, you could say house and Sue. That's the one I heard the most, but there's also house and Suda. Say it again, house and Suda. Or if you want it short, house and Sue.
What's the difference between the with the DAA and without it?
Let me look. It's right here. I have the S section in front of me. Um, not a whole lot. So Sue is to speak or to say, and Suda is to say, tell, or mention. So that's why it's optional, because they're simply both correct. Two different ways of saying the same thing. But if you want, to say, I said to him, then you would have to use no. Again, they're the same. I'm trying to find a difference. Okay, to tell. You would use Suda to say this, for instance, this phrase, I'll cloak Suda, tell it to her husband. You couldn't say that with Sue, because Sue is to speak, to say, said. And if you want to say the word mention, you would have to say Suda. But if you're saying say or said, then you could use either Su or Suda. And because it's a command, there's no tense ending. Did I answer your question?
Ang, how
Okay. We only have a few minutes left. So, well, it's a new year, so let's practice these. Let's see if we could get these 3 or 4 in. Undi, un as a tone marker. It's separate from un with no tone marker. Un with a tone marker, it's the same as a gun. It means oneself. We like to reinforce what we're saying. For instance, we could say this without the un, and it would be di anhautla hinangagan. It's a new life for me. But for some reason, we like to double up and it's almost like repetitive. I'm not explaining it the way I want to. I usually say it differently, but I have brain fog right now. But an is oneself, and D is I or me or my. It's just really reinforcing what we're saying. Undi, un, outla, hinangagan. It's a new life for me. Un is for, outla is new, hinangagan, life. Undi an outla hinangagan. It's a new life for me. Uyat tlakia dat wait nang.
An di an hautla hinanagan.
Gulagan. how Huntligu is dat wait nang.
Andi an outlaw hingen hing an gagang hingen gagan.
Ulagan. Hinangagan. Ulagan. Skal dat wait nang.
Can you say that one again? Is that house and Sue?
Ulagan. How an di an outla hinangagan.
Andi Gautla he Anagan.
An di an outla hinangagan. Ulagan. How digwigate how dat wait nang.
Ang andi an hautla hinangagang.
Hinangagan.
Hinangagang. Oh, that was it.
Ulagan.
Oh,
How next one hada outlagan. The underlined H is coming from back here. Tada outlagan. It's a new year. Tada outlagan. Tada outlagan. Huyatlakia dat wait nang.
Tada, how klagen.
Ulagan. Huntligu is dat wait nang.
Tada outlagen.
Ulagan. Skal dat wait nang.
House and Sue?
Tada outlagan.
Tada Hutlagen.
Ulagan. Digwigate how dat wait nang.
ang tada hautlagang.
Ulagan. What phrase do you guys want next? Because I want to squeeze in Dianu Hayagan before we end. We have about 60 seconds. I will do my best. I will learn more Haida.
How about Ginlach Istasang?
Oh, okay. Gudak Gint is Dasan. I will do my best. Gudak Gint is Dasan. Uyatlakia, you already said it. So how Huntligu is dat wait nang.
Gudach gins is dasang.
Hulagan. How Skal dat wait nang.
Gudat again. Estasan.
Hulagan. How Digwigate dat wait nang.
Gudak gint istasang.
Hulagan. I have got to find Dianu Hayagan. It's been a minute since we sang that song, and it's 1 o'clock, but I want to squeeze it in really quickly. Yeah, we haven't sung this in over a month. Dianu Hayagan, Dian Shun Hayagan, De Good Night Dungan Lagan, Skin cost, sit Angan, Gamhayas Dista Istan. Hawa'u. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad you were here. Hope to see you
Hawa.
Wednesday if you have time. And some of you might be in my class tonight. I look forward to seeing you. Damanagan Kang-u. Take good care, you guys.
How
Hawa
Dutchess?
Dutchess.
How